Hi everyone, it is time for a new series of mini pictures. This is again from Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford. I cannot put this book down, it is so good, although I have done a few things earlier which weren't from this book. But I picked this page of different flowers. I thought it would be a little bit different. We've done sort of little houses and like different items, and so I thought I'd do this flower page. Be fun, a bit different. It's not very Christmassy. I know we're sort of coming up to the festive season, but you know, not everyone celebrates, and I will have Christmassy content anyway. So I am going to start this one. I'm going to do it in sort of purples, I think. I'm just having a little look at the colours. I'm actually going to start with a little touch of aubergine. I'm just trying to find it. Here we go. Castle Arts Gold, by the way, just in case I didn't say. So the aubergine. I'm going to do a little bit at the top of each of these flower sections. So a little bit up here. And then just fade it a bit. I'm actually doing a Castle Arts colouring course at the moment. It's one as a Castle Arts collaborator. I get free access and early access. Now I don't know whether it's going to be available to everyone, whether it's going to be charged or free or anything about it where that's concerned. All I know is that I've been asked to have a go at it, even or if it's completely secret. I've been asked to keep it secret. I think actually they've been saying there's some coming, so I think I'm okay. Gonna use the purple next. Gonna go over the top of what I've done and just extend the colour down. My plan is to just gently fade this colour down towards the tip. Yes, so because it's a Castle Arts course, the person doing the course uses all the different pencils, and she talks about these. Now I don't really know the difference between wax and oil. I mean, I know one's hard and one's smushy, and she says these are the hard ones, and the purple light next, although it seems a bit darker than the purple, to be honest, on my swatch chart. We'll give it a go and see what happens. Oh, it is a bit lighter. I'm sure it is. I must have swatched it weirdly. Maybe I got them around the wrong way on my chart. So she says these are the hard ones and they're not so smushy. And the soft touch are the smushy ones, but I don't know. I don't find them that smushy, not sort of compared to a Prisma, something like that. But they are, so they're a bit harder, but I guess it makes them more robust, if you know what I mean. I'm going to go for the French Rose next. My pencils are in the wrong order in my pencil case, how dare they? This is probably my last colour, actually. Yes, so she talks about the different types of pencils, saying that, yeah, these are a bit harder, but I find them, I actually feel, I've always thought that these were the smushier ones myself, but it seems I was wrong, because these give off bits. You can see that as I'm colouring now. I'm pressing a bit too hard, I expect. And for me that is the quality of a smushy pencil, but they both blend well, so that's good. And but the colour ranges are quite different in the sets, and I think for me that is what I would advise you to look at when you were choosing mainly. And also if you follow certain people's videos, then look at what they use, because for example Susan Wimpney Berry uses these gold ones I think a lot. I'm coming back to my aubergine again. I'm just going to go over that so that it still stays dark, and maybe take it down a little bit further just to sort of try and get that blend in. So that's a factor too, but this set is very short on reds and oranges, really, really short. Now there's 120 in this set and we've got 3 oranges and 3 reds. There are really dark reds like hennas, mahoganies, magentas, but a normal standard red, you know, a scarlet type red, there's just not. And the same with the oranges. You've got a marigold, which is a light orange. You've got your cadmium orange deep. And then you've really only got a peach is your other orange. It's not really orange in my opinion. So that, if you like lots of oranges, you're going to have to blend them yourself, and reds, and they're going to run out, you know, and you can't get open stock in either of the sets. But I do keep nagging Castle to ask them if they're going to do it. I'm going to put a bit of a dark line in here. Do you see where this little line is that Johanna's drawn? I'm just going to put a bit of shadow into there. And you can see how it gives a bit of separation to each section. You don't have to do it. If you don't like the way it looks, don't do it. Oh, I missed one out. It's up to you. There we go. Now I'm just going to sweep that off, because brush that off. It's a bit bitty. There we go. And I just want a much darker colour just to define the edges of each section. And I'm just having a look at what I've got. I mean, obviously the aubergine is quite dark, so I think the only way I'm going to get darker is to go with a black. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my ivory black. Ooh. Don't grab your Mars black by mistake. I need to sharpen that. Ooh. Pencil sharpener wants to get away. Because Mars black is brown. If you have swatched them, you'll know that. I just want a defined sort of shadow line to separate each of the little sections. Now I've noticed that these have got little dots drawn on them. Now it would be nice to put some white pen onto those dots to just make the edges of the petals just look more prettier, more pretty. But we can't unless we want neon pink, because if you have a look at my swatch chart, I've tried out my pink pen here and it goes pink, and my white pen, sorry, on all of these, and see here it goes pink. It's not too neony, but on all of the colours that I've used apart from the aubergine, it goes pink, so it's definitely going to go pink there. So you probably don't want to do that. Right, stem and leaves. Oh, we've got these hanging down bits. I think I'm going to go with the aubergine actually. Take our darkest colour. Oh, there we go. And just go around the edge. I can't do that, it's too blunt. Just bring it to a point. That had been sharpened in my dowel or my electric sharpener, so there we go. And same here, trying to leave a tiny uncoloured bit in the middle because I want it to look like I put a white dot. I think it sort of does. Right, leaves. Let's definitely move on to leaves this time. Now I think a bluey green is going to work best with these pink colours. Now I don't use my Terra Verde Deep very much because it is very bluey, but that's what I'm looking for today, so I think we can get away with it. Give it a sharpen. Now I'm going to use it just for my darkest areas, and then I will colour over it. So in here I'm just going to fade that up like that. I'll do the same here, just a tad there, a little bit, ooh, snippety snap, a little bit there, just start to fade it, and there. So if you just fade it a little bit, it helps when you come in with your next colour, you've got something to blend into. It's the same as here, look, I'm just going to reduce it. It's quite scratchy, this pencil. You can hear it, can't you? If I turn it round, might be better. No, it doesn't feel scratchy too bad. It just sounds it. it still feels quite soft and smushy to me. There we go. Now we want a lighter colour now. I'm going to go phthalo green, because the terre verde, which you would think we've gone from terre verde deep to terre verde. Have a look. So that's the terre verde deep, this bluey colour, and the terre verde is like a brown. So we need to go to phthalo green and veridian, that direction. So that's what I'm doing. So here's our phthalo. I am going to sharpen it because I need to get into that stem. So here it is, phthalo green, and we're going to go up here over what I've done already and smooth it up. And the same here. I'm getting weird smell hallucinations again, sort of mouldy smell. Am I going mouldy? That's what I'm wondering. Because I thought it was me. I thought it was the house, something in the house, and I've been around like, what is it? Where is it? Is it a plant somewhere that's going a bit horrible? Whatever, you know. And then one day I got it in the car, and I'm like, well, it can't be then. Either it's me and I'm going mouldy, or something else. And it was really weird because when I went to my mum's house the other weekend, I got a completely different smell. I could smell alcohol. You know when you can smell alcohol on someone's breath? That's what I could smell. Weirdest thing. Right, we're going to go to veridian now. Now our veridian is much more green, but we're going to put it on top, and therefore it will we had to blend it in. Here it is, veridian. Might feel like a lot of fuss and a lot of colours, but it will be worth it. Well, I hope so. Now what I used to find with pencils was that the soft smushy pencils such as the Prismacolors and Black Widows would turn pink with a white pen, whereas the hard pencils such as Staedtler, Design Journey and Polychromos don't. So I assumed that because the two types of Castle pencils are supposed to be one oil, one wax, that the ones that were similar to the Polychromos wouldn't do that, but they both do. So that was quite interesting. But I did chat once to a professional artist, coloured pencil artist, who was local. She was doing a demonstration, like an artist in residence in a museum that I went to. And she explained to me that all pencils will have a mixture of wax and oil in them, and it is just the quantity that makes the difference. I'm going to finish with the juniper green. So she said it isn't that one is all wax and one is all oil. That isn't how it works. Now she was a juniper green. She worked for Derwent for a while, not work for them, but as an artist collaborator type thing. You know, I don't know what you would call it, but I think it might have been an artist in residence. I don't know. So Derwent sort of had sponsored her sort of thing for a while. So she knew a lot about how they made their pencils. But my ambition is to go to the Derwent Pencil Museum in Keswick. Now it is in the Lake District, which is north of me. It's quite high north in northern England, and it is quite a drive to get there, and you can't go on public transport really, because the actual museum isn't on a train line. I mean, there's probably a bus route, but you know, it's tricky. So I have to go with my husband. He wants to go anyway, and we'll have to drive there. And we're a little bit restricted on holidays at the moment because we don't know what the children are going to be doing with regards to their summer job. Not summer job, their next year's job. And we can't leave them, my one son, at the moment, until we're absolutely sure that his meds work. So it's a little bit tricky, but it's fair enough. It's not his fault. Right, there is our first flower. I think it looks very interesting. I would like you all to come up with a name for it and put it in the comments. That's going to be my challenge, I think, for the series. Can you think of a name for the flower? I can't. I'm not imaginative. I always say to my husband, I'm not creative, and he's like, really? You really think you're not creative? No. But anyway, there we go. There's our first flower. So thank you very much for watching. There'll be a flower a day. The plan is for the next 15 days. So I'm looking forward to sharing them with you. But there is number one. So thank you for watching. I hope that you have a super day and happy colouring.